Okay, everybody, welcome. We are in the 11th week of the Web Volume 4.0 contest. Lots of great training, lots of great results. It was really nice to see a lot of you guys at the Northeast Regional Convention this past weekend. If you were there, I'm sure you're exhausted, but just full of lots of knowledge and energy and motivation and ready to just kill it this weekend. So one of the things I wanted to just go over before we go into the topic of tonight is to remind everybody to take a look in the Web Center Owner Support Facebook group. In that group, I shared with you guys a little bit of a strategy for today, tomorrow, and even Wednesday on how to make a number of sales by basically launching a massive follow-up campaign during this week and leading into the holiday season. So there's a lot going on and there are specific instructions on how to do it, but I can tell you that this is an excellent week to run promotions for your business, your web center business. The company shop.com, Market America, they're going to be putting out lots of shop.com deals that you should also be pushing to your everyday network. But I do want to remind you guys that as web center owners and as unfranchised owners, you own a small business yourselves. And so you should be participating in Small Business Saturday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all those deals and all of those opportunities to create promotions and urgency and incentives are applicable to you as well. So think about how you're going to promote your business this holiday season and use it as a way to follow up with your prospects that maybe they've had an appointment but they haven't closed yet, or perhaps they haven't even had an appointment, but you just haven't been able to connect with them. This is a great reason to reconnect. Also, leverage the hashtag #LoveLocalBiz campaign that's going on. It's a giveaway that's sponsored by maWebCenters. So you can leverage that campaign as your promotion for your business this holiday season. And that's what we recommend that you do because, I mean, what better way than to let maWebCenters, fund the campaign and the giveaway for you, but you get to still leverage, the campaign for your own benefit. So learn more about that. Go to maWebCenters.com. Learn more about what the hashtag #LoveLocalBiz giveaway actually is so that you can leverage it for yourself. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into this week's session, but I did want to kind of cover that in the beginning since, we are entering the biggest shopping season of the year, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew of some opportunities that exist for you as web center owners as well. All right, so a couple of quick announcements. Recorded sessions are available on webvolumecontest.com. Results need to continue to be reported. Make sure that you guys are emailing and interacting on the Facebook group, all that great stuff. I'm preaching to the choir. You're all here. You're doing an incredible job. So we will go through results next week. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move forward and click play. Now tonight's session, just so you know, is a little bit different than the sessions that we've been covering in previous weeks. Tonight's session is all about recruiting within maWebCenters. And, there's a lot of opportunity behind that. I don't want to give too much away, but I can tell you that the Web Center division is an automated BV generating machine. So much volume is not only produced, but is produced automatically every single month through web center owners. And so it makes a lot of logical and good sense to recruit web center owners in your organization. Now, obviously, you want to have a diversified business and you want a business that has people that specialize in different areas, but learning how to properly recruit and mentor a web center owner is a really important skill to have if you expect to duplicate the web center program in your group successfully. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so I'm going to go ahead and press play on the week 11 video. Welcome to week 11 of the maWebCenters 12-week action plan. This week we're going to actually switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about ways to duplicate the Web Center program in your unfranchise. So we're going to be focusing on how to recruit with maWebCenters and duplicate the proven system effectively. Now, there are 3 steps for successful recruiting with maWebCenters. The first step is to identify excellent candidates. The second step is sharing the Web Center opportunity with them. And the third step is to properly launch and mentor that new Web Center owner or intern that is part of your unfranchise. So, identifying candidates is the first step. It really starts with identifying the right quality of prospect that you want to work with. The good news is that the best web center owners have the exact same qualities as the best unfranchised owners. So you're not necessarily looking for people that have a technical background or an industry professional's background, but rather you're looking for people with a certain subset of qualities that make them more likely to succeed in this program. In fact, those qualities are more important than their education, their experience, their technical knowledge, etc. So I want you to take a minute and just think about, who do you know that has any of the qualities that you see on the screen right now? Do you know people that are friendly and sociable? Do you know people that are well connected? People that are friendly and sociable tend to do really well with our program because this is a people driven process, right? And so if the main thing and the main activity that a web center owner does is talk to website candidates and identify needs and try to get, build rapport and relationships, then your attitude and your ability to connect with people is important, right? So friendly and sociable is great. Now, on the same token, again, this is a people driven process. So if you know people that are well connected and they've got a lot of contacts that could be good website candidates, then they're also really well positioned to do well with our program, right? So well-connected people would be people that are very involved in their community or organizations. It would be accountants or coaches, people that know a lot of people. Go nows really just refers to people that are motivated or self-driven type of people. These are your kinds of people where they don't wait for you to tell them the next step. If they know what they want, they set a good goal, and they understand the process, they're going to go now. They're going to build it now. You're also looking for people that are professionals of all kinds. These are people that take their careers and their business decisions very seriously, and they are committed. They're committed to lifelong learning. They're committed to being good and the best at what they do. They tend to do really well as well. Young entrepreneurs tend to be really great. They are, a group of individuals that are motivated to make their own money and love our system because the earning potential is unlimited. People that are organized, reliable, and have good management skills tend to do really well. If you haven't noticed that in the past weeks where we've been talking about prospecting and expanding your names list and different strategies for connecting with business owners, there's a lot of different people that you meet, and there's a lot of different ways that you meet them. And so your ability to remain organized so that you can capitalize on those connections that you make is really going to be the indicator of whether or not you're successful. The success is in the follow-up, and in order to do the follow-up, in order to remember to do the follow-up and to do it specifically and personally and effectively, you need to be organized so that you can do it the right way. In general, like I said, anybody that's a good unfranchised prospect is actually a really great web center owner prospect as well. In fact, a lot of the items or the activities that we do as unfranchised owners are incredibly applicable to the web center program. All of the topics that we've covered thus far for prospecting and for website candidates, you could absolutely apply to building your own franchise as well. And so those are the types of people that you're looking for. Now, once you've actually identified some good web center owner candidates, you can start to pique their interest by giving them or sharing with them this PDF. You can access this download by going to mawc411.com and clicking on support. This is nice little overview of what maWebCenters is all about. We call it the elements of success: the product, the potential, and the partnership. The product talks about the fact that we have an excellent product that is in demand, that is competitive, and that our customers want and enjoy. So we have a great product behind the program. The potential speaks to the retail profit earning potential, the ongoing business earning potential, and the potential for growth and duplication. So we talk about the long term there. And the partnership speaks to the fact that you are not in business alone. We back your web center with highly skilled, dedicated industry professionals, right? And so you don't have to be deterred by the fact that you're not a web developer or a social media expert, but rather you can know that you're supported by highly trained professionals. That's their job, right? We have award-winning support team, and not only are they going to support you, but they're actually going to take care of your clients as well. Now, if they're interested and they want to learn more, the next step is to actually go ahead and help them to evaluate this as a business opportunity. You want to make sure that when you're recruiting in any kind of area, or you're looking to partner with a business partner in any industry at all, that that business partner has all of the information so that they can make an informed decision. By making an informed decision with all of the information that's very transparent, you have a higher quality business partner. They know what's expected of them. They know what to expect, and their commitment to doing the activities that will make them successful is higher. So sharing all of the information is really important. If you go to mawc411.com and you click on the Evaluate tab, you can download a PowerPoint presentation that helps you to go through the 5 areas of evaluation, right? You can first start by showing the actual business plan, the unfranchised business plan, because the main thing is the main thing. There's no point in recruiting web center owners that don't understand our business. It's a complete waste of your time. You have to keep the big picture in mind, and you want to work with people that want to work with you for the bigger reason, for the long term. Right? Now, in the PowerPoint presentation, though, we'll discuss a couple of different things. We'll talk about the product and the service and the marketplace, because people need to know, is this a product and service that I like, and is this one I could get behind? From there, we'll talk about profitability of our program. What is the earning potential? Right? What is the growth potential? What can I stand to earn in terms of retail profits and ongoing business volume? What about expansion and global opportunities? What about duplicating this? What kinds of earning potential and growth opportunity exists there? We go through all of that. Now, the next thing that we talk about is what the process looks like, right? We give them a very fundamental overview of what simple sales looks like, because we want them to be able to understand what that process looks like and envision whether or not they could see themselves as part of that process. From there, we discuss different types of support that is available for them and also for their clients. And finally, we go through different opportunities that they have to get started. Would they like to evaluate our internship program? Are they a prospect and they want to do the Fast Start program and get started with the Web Center Fast Start Kit? Or are they an existing unfranchised business partner that you already have, and do they now want to get a web center so that they can get started? Now, what's really great about the Evaluate page on the 411 site is you can download this PowerPoint and share it one-on-one, or you can click play and watch the recorded version of that PowerPoint together. And the third option that you have is to actually register for a live overview that happens once per month. And so you can actually take your web center owner prospects to a live presentation that's conducted via webinar, by myself or by a certified web center trainer. So those are really great opportunities to share this information. Now, also on that Evaluate page, there's a section about how to launch your business and a little bit of information about our internship program, more information about the right way to get a web center based on, where you are at. Are you an unfranchised owner or are you not an unfranchised owner, right? So it goes through all of that information. All of the questions are answered right there. And that actually makes this page of the maWC411.com site an incredible recruiting asset for you. So let's talk a little bit about the internship program. You need to understand what the goal is and what your role is before you get started. So the goal of the internship program is to start qualified individuals as web center owners and help them to offset their startup expenses before becoming an unfranchised owner. So the goal of our internship program is not to arm you with an army of little salespeople that are going to sell websites for you. The goal of the internship program is to help you duplicate the power of the Web Center program while building your own franchise. And they do this by doing a couple of things. We actually set the intern up for success over a period of 90 days where they have full access to our sales team to help them sell their first website. So if they want to give this a trial run and they're not sure if they want to be a web center owner or get started right away, they can get a trial run. They can give it a shot and become successful even before they get started. Or if they want to get started but they don't have the capital, this, again, gives them the opportunity to have all of the tools that they need to be successful and actually earn money, and actually a lot of times not only offset the startup expenses, but start their business already profitable right from day one. Your role in this entire process, though, is you are the mentor, which means you have to commit to actually coaching your interns and being available to support them during their internship period so that they can be successful. You can't just set an intern up and walk away. If you do not mentor your intern and their time is wasted, your time is ultimately wasted as well, and they may actually seek mentorship elsewhere. So what are some of the benefits of the internship program? Well, candidates, again, they can leverage their sweat equity to cover their startup expenses. So rather than paying and risking any dollars as a startup expense, they can actually just use some of their time and invest some of their time to get started right away instead. They have the ability to start their business already profitable. There's no out-of-pocket expense to do this trial run, and most importantly, they have access to sales support and other necessary tools to get started right away. So they don't have access to customer care because there's no point. They don't need to know how to use our system technically. What they need to do is know how to edify our product specialists and sell a website so they can earn their way into the business. Great intern candidates are great web center owner candidates. They're friendly, professional, well-connected, motivated, driven, accountable, and organized people, just like a great unfranchised prospect, just like a great web center owner prospect. Now, so identifying good candidates and sharing the opportunity is one thing, but the next thing that you have to keep in mind is you need to properly launch and mentor them. So again, this is actually a screenshot taken from the 411 site. So right below the internship section, if you click on details, you click on setting up, if you click on checklist for mentoring an intern, it's all right there. But what you want to do is you want to follow these steps. Identify your prospects. Share the opportunity. Make sure you understand what the Web Center or the Web Center internship program is all about. The second step is to actually set up their status as an intern. And what you do is you log into your Web Center, you set up a new contact, and you label them as a Web Center prospect. Your intern will then be given full access to sales support for 90 days. If you click on this little link right here, you'll see a drop-down checklist of all the steps to set up their account the correct way. Now, once they have their account, the next step is to actually mentor your intern. Remember, your role as the mentor is critically important for a successful internship. So once their account is set up, your next step is to establish accountability. So track for success or establishing accountability, number one would be to download and complete together the Web Center Getting Started Guide. You can download these assets by going to maWC411.com and clicking on support. But make sure you actually complete that Getting Started Guide together. Don't just download it and send it over to them. The second thing would be to establish some type of accountability. Would that be the 12-week action plan, where you're going to download that and leverage this playlist and touch base on a weekly basis, 12 weeks, 90 days, right? Or is there a current contest that you can take advantage of? And you can access and find all that information out by visiting webvolumecontest.com. You can leverage the training series and the accountability of the contest as well. There's also some other great training that you can access and set your intern up with, whether it's an online web center training by visiting maWC411.com and clicking on Learn Online, or you can see if there are any live web center trainings that are happening in your area by clicking on Learn in Person. All right, so for this week, your goal is going to actually shift gears again. Make sure that you're following up with any website prospects that you have. However, I want you to take a week and really focus heavily on recruiting with the Web Center program and the 3 steps for successful duplication. Identify some prospects that might make good Web Center owners that are already in your group, maybe unfranchised business partners that you already have, or people that are not part of your business yet that you might want to partner up with. Now, to the right of their name, write down some of the qualities out of that list of good qualities to look for that stand out to you that you feel would make them a great candidate, or on the right kind of track for success. Share those qualities with them. Let them know that that's actually why you thought of them. Now, next to there, if you conducted the overview of the Web Center program, write down how that went, the date that you did it, and write down some notes. And then there's a little column all the way to the right to keep track of the launch date of that person, whether it's as an intern or as a web center owner. All right, guys, thank you so much. It's been a really great week, and we'll see you for week 12. Okay, guys, we're coming in for a close on those. All right, just so you guys know, next week will be our last week for showing a lesson of the week, and then the last 2 weeks are all case studies and all holiday-related sales techniques and other sales hacks that we're going to be sharing with you. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to switch gears, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to be inviting Miss Xuan Lim to do tonight's case study. So if you're not familiar with Xuan Lim, I want to give you a little bit about her. She has been Trainer of the Year multiple times. She's an incredible, incredible trainer. She was an industry professional when she first came to the Web Center program, and she did okay for herself. She sold websites, but she had a lot of headaches. And, she had a lot of headaches because she was choosing to do a lot of things by herself, for herself, as a lot of industry professionals would. And so she talked with Jeremy and worked with Jeremy, and Jeremy kind of coached her on the power of leveraging our teams more. And so even as an industry professional, she decided, you know what, that's a good point. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start using the teams more often and falling back on my experience, absolutely. But at the same time, I'm going to use the design center more. I'm going to use the sales team more and figure out the best way for that to fit into what I normally do. And as a result of that, she hit multiple PIN levels and has sold, a number of websites and is one of the top trainers in our company for web centers and is really building not only a successful business here in the US, but in London, in Spain, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, and Singapore. She is all over the world. And when I tell you guys, I mean, we were in London a few months ago, and we had people come up to us and say, "Oh, we're on Xuan Lim's team." She is an incredible business builder who has been extremely successful in the Web Center division, and we are very, very blessed to have her tonight to talk to us. In fact, she's joining us live from Hong Kong tonight because she's traveled to Hong Kong to support some of her local team that is out in Hong Kong right now. So, good morning to Xuan. Let's have a listen. How are you, Xuan?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. Oh, so
Oh,
great that we have this technology.
I know. Isn't it amazing that we can be literally halfway around the world and just be chatting with everybody? It's amazing, isn't it?
I know with this go-to-meeting, technology, we can even do web demo anytime, anywhere.
Yes, 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 yes. So we are really grateful for you to do this. I know you just did a web center training with trainers out in Hong Kong, and I know you have a packed schedule. So I wish I had known that sooner. I would have picked a different week for you so it wouldn't be stressful. But I appreciate you joining us this morning. It's her morning right now.
Thank you for
And
this
let's get into
opportunity.
it. So the case study that we're going to be studying together is a company called Respera. And this looks like a skincare and meets science kind of a thing. It's a beautiful, very simple website design, and I actually clicked through the website today myself, and it's all e-commerce enabled, and the design is just so classic and so clean and so beautiful. And so we're really looking forward to hearing from you on how they went from, because you told me earlier today that this was actually a brand new website account. This what they didn't have an existing account. So tell us a little bit about how you met this client.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah, for this opportunity. This is a very special client, Kevin. Kevin's wife is my friend, and we both used to teach a summer program. So Kevin's wife teaches the dance program, and I teach the art program. So during our conversation, I told her that, I have this platform where I help people build websites. So she referred her husband to me. So I met Kelvin, and Kelvin has a group of business partner, and most of them are from Stanford. So they're graduate from Stanford. So you can see that the designs are very special because when Calvin approached me, Calvin said, well, if I have my own branding, if I have my own design, would your company able to do that for us? I mean, we're not going to use your template, but we want you to use our design. this is something very special about Web Center. We can do customized design.
Ex-
So yeah,
Exactly. So you knew this person through another organization that you were a part of. So you teach art and someone else taught dance. And so you networked through your colleague to meet this person's husband who owned a business. Is that correct?
yes, precisely. We teach them how to give referrals to us, right?
Really, that's awesome. So, would you say it's fair enough to say that you guys had a pretty strong relationship from the get-go since you actually worked with his wife?
Definitely. I always stress that, relationship building is very important. I mean, that already, establish a good foundation for trust. Yeah.
For sure. And by the way, that's a really big deal, you guys. I mean, I just want to pause for a second because she didn't, know this business owner through the business owner. She knew the business owner through a colleague of hers. And so just keep that in mind. Who do you guys work with or who are you affiliated with in your organizations and your community that may be married to a business owner or that may work for another business owner, right? That may be employed by another business. These are really great networking opportunities to meet potential prospects and clients. So, would you say that they were inspired to do the appointment because of the rapport and the relationship that you already had and the trust that was already established?
Yes, don't underestimate the wife or the spouse of someone of a business owner because it's better for the wife to edify me than me going to the husband and talk about my achievement, right?
Right, for sure, for sure. So when you did finally get them to do an appointment, tell us a little bit about how that went. Did the wife attend the appointment as well, or was it just her husband? What kinds of questions came up? Did it go well? Tell us a little bit how that appointment process went.
Okay. Well, I met Kevin, the husband of my friend, two times. The first time he came to me because he wanted to do a design for his logo. So we sat down and it wasn't a good timing yet. They were just start up, they don't have the money. And then the second time when I met Kevin, Kevin came to me and said, "Wow, we already had our logo done, but we wanted to have a website. Are you still doing the website?" I said, "Sure." So this is really about keeping the relationship at the same time, following up with the spouse of Kevin, which is my friend. And so when we sit down for the second appointment, which is the website appointment, I actually told Calvin, I say, why don't I give you a web demo so you and your business partner will be able to see what we have. So Calvin came to me and said, well, we have like seven of us. How are we going to do that? And we are all over the world. I said,
Hmm.
no problem. Just let me know of a good time. We can do that. And he was amazed. He's like, really? So we set up an appointment. I think it's around like 9 a.m. No, 9 p.m. at night, in US. But because some of his business partners in China, in Taiwan, and Kelvin himself in USA. This is amazing how Web Centers was able to do that for us.
Wow, that's really cool. So, you had people, and by the way, guys, whether or not you have people all over the world or all over the US, this is an important little tip for you. You can call into sales support and they will arrange for people in different time zones to be able to meet, at the same time. And I think that's pretty powerful. So, really great tip there, Schwein. So, how did they ultimately decide to design their website? Did they do it themselves? Did they have someone else do it? Did they use the design center? How did that work out?
Okay, now since they are a startup company and they are very, very careful about not disclosing all the stuff, so they make us sign a non-disclosure agreement. So Kevin said, "Is it okay if your center can do that for us?" I said, "Sure." So they sent us a generic agreement form, the an NDA form. So I forwarded to the web center, and Brett, our CEO, and the CTO, right, Brett, right now, he took it seriously. He actually amended the non-disclosure agreement. And then when I sent it back to Calvin, Calvin said, yeah. And we was amazed. He said, well, this is just a generic form, but your company took the time to actually look at the I was I was amazed. I was like, yeah, Kevin, this is a big business. We can't afford to just overlook any kind of agreement because their website is very precious to Kevin. They would not want to disclose any of their details before we sign the agreement. And I'm so glad that any web centers will be able to back us up with this and make us look really, really good. And so they design, Kevin has their own design team. They design the logo, they design, their site, and they were just wondering if Emmy Web Center will be able to, um, put up whatever they design. Sure, look at the design right now. It's all done by our design center, and I have nothing to do with it. I didn't even have to go in and do all the communication. It's all between Kelvin and our design center. This is one of the projects that I really like that I don't have to really step in and do anything.
Right, and I do want to say that Shwen is a very talented designer. So Shwen has gone to school and she has put out incredible designs. In fact, Shwen is, I've looked at some of the stuff that you've done. It's absolutely beautiful. And so as a designer, can you just talk a little bit about, what it means to use the design center? I mean, obviously you enjoy what you do and you love to design, but
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
the power of the web center offers a little bit of extra leverage for you. So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Thank you for your introduction just now. You said it absolutely right. When I first know about Web Center, it was my clients that took our design and said that they want to host it with marketamerica.com. And I was like, no way. Marketamerica.com is a place where I got my OPC supplement. Most web designer work till very late at night and we have, a lot of problems. So I've been taking OPC for a while and I didn't even know that marketamerica.com has this web center program until my client say, all right, thank you, Chuan, for your design. I'm going to host it. I'm going to give your design to marketamerica.com and they're going to host it on their platform and we just need to pay them a monthly fee. And to me, I'm a person who loves to design. I was like, wait a minute, this is our customized design. How can this marketamerica.com, took our design and then host it for you? So I was very curious. I invited my programmer and then we actually take a look and evaluate the Web Center program. I tell you, that was a blessing in disguise. Seriously, I thought it was a threat to me. How can people took our design and took away our clients? In fact, it was a blessing. I was actually looking for a system to help me, and so that was like 10 years ago, right? So when we started with MA Web Center, there's no design center at all. So we have to do the design. We have to put the design onto the Web Center platform, and so on. So we were able to help two clients within the first 2 months to set up their website, and money just came in. As a designer, typically when we meet our clients, we have to write proposal, we have to take the money 50% down, and then we have to do the design before we can, take the full amount. When I work with Web Center, it was the reverse. Web Center was able to collect all the money before we start design. So this is like too good to be true. In fact, this is a good news for all industry professionals. We really have to take a look at this and leverage this platform. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate in teaching this program.
Thank you so much. I just think it's such a valuable perspective to add to this conversation because I know that even a lot of people that are not industry professionals, they struggle with this and they feel like they need to go, and be so hands-on in the wrong ways. And it's like, obviously, as an experienced web center owner myself and as an industry professional like yourself, we want to be involved in our clients' experience and we want to check in with
Mm-hmm,
them and make sure that they're okay, but there's a very,
mm-hmm,
very big value to leveraging the team so that they can actually take some of that burden off of your plate. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so let's move on. Did they purchase any additional products yet? Any of the new digital marketing products, or have they led to any additional prospects for you?
Not yet, but Kelvin, when I told Kelvin that I'm going to share his website on our case study, he was very happy. And also he was checking with me the additional product. So I told him, yeah, we have digital marketing product. So yeah, probably in coming months, next year,
Very
they
good.
have the
And
product.
that's how it works.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a prospecting thing. You have to build your relationships, and that's what makes a valuable client that's a client for life, and that leads to stuff ultimately. And so
right.
finally, Shwen, can you let us know a little bit about what the website has done for Respera's business?
Well, Raspberries was able to, move to Taiwan and internationally to showcase their product, and you don't have to worry about the technology. As we all know, right? The web can just run so fast and move on so fast. And Kevin is very happy to work with our technical support. And one day when I met him at a networking event, he was able to do a shout out for me. So he was there and said, "Ah, Trent, she and her team was excellent. They help us build our website, and now that our website is running, and we are still managing it. We're looking forward to improve more. So this is something that you really want to look for when someone, as a client, to do a shout out for you at networking event.
Awesome. Well, Shwen, I really, really, really appreciate you waking up early to do this for us tonight. You're just an incredible person. You've always inspired me. In fact, I have to share this little story, you guys. I was looking through old pictures a little while ago of us at one of our very first Web Center challenges, and we had gone to the first Web Center challenge all by ourselves, and there was a woman that was holding Ethan as a baby. Ethan was only like 3 months old, and it was Shwen. And I remember meeting Shwen, and she was a Web Center challenge winner, and I was so inspired by her, and she was giving me tips, and it's just so funny to think about that day when I met her and I didn't know who she was, and I just looked up to her so much. And so it's just so nice to be able to work together with people like that are, have serious loyalty and are so committed to the field and so committed to helping all of us. I mean, I know Shwen, you've always been there for me whenever I've needed anything, and so I
Hmm.
appreciate you and I appreciate all that you're doing, not only for the program here in the US, but all over the world. So just thank you so, so much from the bottom of our hearts. We really, really appreciate you.
Well, Sarah, I learned a lot from you. Thank you for this opportunity. I just love to be with Sarah. We are so blessed to have you on this program.
Awesome.
Seriously, you
Well,
have
have
done
a
so
great
much
rest
for
of the
us.
day. Can you say hi to Jacqueline and everybody else out there for me? And I'm sure and let them know I'll be seeing them next fall, okay?
Oh, okay, sure.
All right. Take
Okay,
care,
see
honey.
you back in your.
Okay, so guys, what we're gonna do now is we are gonna switch gears for just one quick second. Let me pull this up. Oops, I gotta add one more person. Um, Why isn't it working? All right, we're here and we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick our shop.com winner of the week. Where isn't it? There we go. Perfect. Is everything showing? I think it is. Okay. I switched something off by accident. All right, so we're going to pick a random name. And this week's winner is Eric Fong. So congratulations, you are this week's shop.com $20 gift card winner of the week. I want to encourage everybody to make it a great week. I know it's a short week, but you can get a lot done if you just focus and, really, really focus on the follow-up this week. It's a little bit more challenging, I think, to get new website appointments. The reason we focus so heavily on recruiting this week is because likely you will be meeting up with friends and family that you haven't seen in a while. And so every single topic that we have picked thus far has been strategically chosen based on the case studies that we've presented and the timing of the session. So, talking about networking through people that's why we have Shwen on tonight. And, last week we were talking about networking groups. And guess what? The case study had a lot to do with networking at networking groups. So it's that kind of a thing. So just think about the lesson and how it applies to your life this week. Really, from a sales perspective, make sure you're focused on follow up and ask your questions. I'm always checking. I took today off, but I was still answering questions all day long. I'm here for you. Make it a great week and happy, happy, happy Thanksgiving to you all.